I never approach women that I used to deal with and they man is there. I always address him first. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
And
saying?
that you and I've witnessed
Out of
that.
respect. Yeah,
Hmm.
you know I shake the
Hmm.
man first. And if he gives me the nonchalant handshake, I barely talk to her. And I'm out of there.
mhm,
Because he's already told me by action, I don't want you nowhere near my woman. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? Which
Facts.
is cool. Hey, how you doing? She tried to reach in for the hug. I didn't pull girls' hands down from no hug because I felt his body language
Hmm.
said that ain't what's going. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that's the respect I like to give because I want it back. You know what I'm saying? I gotta read a couple of comments and we'll move right into did I let you answer that question about
I don't think Jay got to go.
did I even get into that? No, you
Nah,
came
but
back with a comment. You came back with a comment.
That's right.
So
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll get into the next question after I acknowledge some of these beautiful people out here in the comments. Miss Shaka in the building, Deshane Duval, Tracy Graham in the building. We got everybody showing up to show love. So Deshane says sometimes women don't look at it the way that way. They don't consider the man's feelings when it comes to exes or past relationships. I can understand your gripe, sir. All I can say is weather the storm. Communication is the key, ladies. Miss Mikki or Mr. Vines, do y'all got something to add to that?
Nah, I mean, I agree with that comment, man. I mean, really, it's to me, it's situational. You got to know your spouse. You know, you got to know the person that you're with, and how you got to take their temperature, or you got to know what the temperature is at that time, so you don't step into some bullshit. So,
I know who I cannot see in public and who I can hug in front of
There
hmm
my
it is.
hmm
I know.
That's what I was gonna say. That's the
I
situational
know.
awareness
My
right there.
husband knows who he's if he sees in public that he cannot go up and hug. We already know.
Exactly.
We've got that line. We've got that level of communication.
Okay, Miss Shaka Taylor says, in an insecure situation, avoiding someone from your past could cause a bigger issue. I agree with that. Miss Tracy, she says, if I am insecure in my relationship and I know my man's secure in the relationship, then it shouldn't be no problem for us to hug my old friend or say hi to an old friend. If we have no types of feelings for this person whatsoever, then it should be no problem. But that's just me. Now, the thing you missed, Miss Tracy, is we was talking about if they used to hunch. If they was physical, you know, he was getting them goodies that your hubby now
yeah.
feels like belongs only to him. A man's feelings does matter, and so does a woman's. If you are together, I think you should most of all care about your partner's feelings, care about their reserves, and also care about what makes them feel insecure in the relationship. I don't think you should place. I always say when people say, that girl really push your buttons. Well, she put them there. She created them buttons. She created. I would have never felt like this if she didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. If he didn't do that, she wouldn't feel like that. You know what I'm
Yo, let
saying?
me let me say this,
Go
man.
ahead, jump in, bro.
We we can tell
Body
what
language
different
is
types of
everything.
we can tell what different types of hugs means. When two people used to get it in constantly, and they separated or broke up or whatever the case is, and everybody in a new relationship, and say y'all walking through the mall and they see each other, that hug's gonna speak volumes. It's gonna say
Body
more.
language is
Yeah,
everything.
it's gonna say
Body
more than
language is
anything y'all can
everything.
say out your mouth. I'm
Hmm.
telling you. Don't think y'all slick with it. Them hugs
No,
mean
I
something.
agree.
Them hugs
I
mean
agree.
something. Acting like y'all ain't never seen each other in a long time, and it's so good to see now. What the hell is so good about it?
About
Yeah,
it.
My
It's
partner
all
Derek
that.
telling
Rap
you,
All that. It's your job to check coats.
telling you.
Check them,
Broadway.
bitch.
Broadway Bobby say a hug can turn right back into hunching at the
Mm-hmm.
right time.
Goddamn right it can.
You
Again.
know? So we
Uh-huh.
gonna move on. And I'm gonna read two more comments, then I'm gonna get back to the next question. We got they laughing at my word hunch. Well, YouTube got new guidelines. I gotta get rid of the cursing and the fussing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you didn't
Keep
tell
it
me.
down
I just
to
said
a
the B word.
oh, that's fine. I know how to edit, baby.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
me. So Miss Brittany Sanders, welcome to the platform. She says, I'm gonna give you a little head nod. So if she with Boo Thang, Fellas, it does not behoove you to walk up and try to put your arms around Miss Sanders because, baby, you finna get the hardest head nod. Miss Tiola Ferguson says, I don't see anything wrong with it. I have never had an issue with any of my single friends. Friends are just that, friends. Well, you know what, Miss Ferguson? I like that. I like that attitude. And you know, it works in different ways in different lanes. And I'm not trying to tell you how to run your household on this here platform, baby. Whatever you do in your house works for you. And I salute it. I'm glad it's working. That's what I'm here for. I want us to start communicating more and working. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring somebody special to the platform. I asked for it and I got it. Newlyweds. Miss Jimerson is in the building. Miss Latanya,
Hey,
baby girl.
Tanya.
Hey,
Yeah.
y'all.
Did you mentioned you had to grow apart from certain friends, right? When
Mhm.
you jumped into a marriage. Uh what did that do for you? Did they reach out? Did they try to, reconvene? Did they try to rekindle the friendships? Or did y'all lifestyles just deem moving apart? Was that simple?
I'll be honest, man. If they try to reach out, they ain't ever get me. So when I got this, my cutoff game is good, man. When I say cold turkey, I mean cold turkey. I'm just
Wow.
gone. That's
So
it.
it was easy for
Just
you.
gone. It's easy. It's easy. Cause
Okay.
cause I know what's important. I know where my priorities lie, and I also know where the temptations can be. So I don't even put
Mute
myself in that position.
mute the other mics for me. I got Miss Mickey gonna speak now. Mute the other mics for me, please. So Miss Mickey, did you have to cut some people off or divide when it
Mm-mm.
came to
No, I didn't really have to cut people off per se because pretty much anybody that I dealt with knew that I was, in this relationship and that I was going to be getting married to this man. And either they were for me or against me. They cut themselves off because I couldn't. There was, some things that I wasn't going to be doing what I was doing before because I'm married now. You know what I'm saying? So I never cut anybody off. They ended up cutting themselves off because I wasn't available like they thought.
easy work for you? All
Mhm.
right, Miss Latanya, we got the same question for you, young lady. When you joined into holy matrimony, let me make sure your mic is on. Are you good?
You got it?
Okay, there we are. So, when it came to you and joining hands in marriage, were there some friendships you had to sever from in order to
Nope.
have a successful marriage? Nope, everything's smooth.
No, because we dated 2.5 years before we actually said I do. And I was coming out of a marriage that was married for about 3 months, going through divorce for 3 months, and fresh out and okay with being single. Um, I didn't have to cut anybody off because I already live in a manner to where, I done got my little hoe days out, my little slut days out long time ago. So
I,
I was
I,
okay and happy being single. I wasn't close to no other men. So I was, I'm already on that page. Some people they at a point when they start dating, they decide, oh yeah, I'm to settle down with this person, or I'm just gonna keep playing out there. When you playing out there, you do have to shut some people off or not, depending on if you respect that relationship or not. But I didn't have anything to have to cut off because I was already respecting relationship.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Um, Now, when it comes to severing ties, the reason I asked that question was for a very good reason. Some people believe they have to cut people off. Some people don't, right? And I
You
had
don't.
to. It don't necessarily got
Right.
to be something physical. It could be of the same sex. Like I had a
Mhm.
girl that liked girls too, so I ain't like some of them girls because they were still on it. I'm being transparent here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't want them girls around my girl if it was me now. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I didn't put the pressure on her to get rid of them girls, but I had very open communication with her about my distaste for those loose women that
Right.
she was around,
Yes.
right? And I never said nothing negative about the girls. I just said, hey, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't understand why it's got to be a bad
Mhm.
about it because I don't bring nobody around that makes you uncomfortable. You don't
Right.
like Rick or Scooby or Peanut. You don't like them and you'll never see them. That's for a reason. You spoke to me. But that's three people that had easy transitions in that. And that tells me more people are communicating in
Oh, it
their
wasn't easy.
relationship
Can I
than I
tell
have.
you about it?
Ah.
I thought you said it was Okay,
Can I tell you
come on
about
in.
it?
Yeah, absolutely, come on in.
No, my transition was easy. But listen, my part of it was easy, but I got permission to talk about this. We went through counseling and everything before we said I do. Dwight has his reputation, and Dwight was single. He was single before we started dating, and he was single before we said I do. And I'm gonna say that because when you're not married, and even if you have the understanding that you two are with each other, sometimes you do have people that are out there and their mind is not at that place. So we had a lot of working to do. It wasn't easy because Jemison was still out there. And I loved him enough and knew him long enough to know that when he made the decision that he wants to build something with me, I stood in my place and lived my life while he got some things out of his system. Now, a lot of these little women out here, they think that I was being played, but me and just Mr. Jemison had our own arrangement to where I allowed him to go and live his life the way he needed to before he came to me in the manner that we needed to. I called it the hall pass.
Baby,
But
listen.
as
Man,
long
I
as he was
need that.
living his life, he couldn't be up in my house. You know what I'm saying? We
That's
had our
right.
own houses. And
I
when
get.
he needed to go and do what he needed to do, whatever it was, he realized even more that what he thought he was looking for wasn't out there. It was with me. And when he made that commitment, he was on point.
Listen, some of y'all might wonder why I'm over here shaking my head and this, that, and the third. Because if y'all don't know,
Time out, Miss Mickey.
huh? I can't say
Bring
nothing.
your bring your laptop closer to you. I want more of your
You
face.
want more of my big old head? That better?
There we go, baby. We had
Okay.
more of the ceiling than you. There we go. That's
Sorry.
perfect.
It's the fact that Latanya, I've known her for years, and I've known her husband for even longer. He is my niece's father, and I know that man. I've watched that
Yeah.
man grow, okay, as he's watched me grow. So these two right here, I can't do nothing but celebrate. I promise I can't, because I've seen it all. I've seen it all, okay. So my hats, girl, Latanya, you're a bigger woman than I could say I would be. You know what I'm saying? I might have been able to do that now in
It
my
was work.
40s,
It was
but
work. Because the way I look at it is I'm the type person, if we ain't married, we single. And until we married, we single. So if
Mhm.
I wanted to date somebody else, I was going to. However, I was at a point in my life where I didn't need to. I had my own bills paid, had my own money coming in, had my own house and all that stuff. So I didn't care about anything
Hey,
else.
that don't
If
have
I
nothing to
wanted to
do
go
with
to a
physical
party,
needs.
no, but what I'm saying is I was cool. I'm in control to where sex don't control me. I control sex. So mine is a
I ain't,
deeper level. I'm a
it ain't even got to be
sapiosexual.
the physical. I'm talking
It
about companionship.
no, baby, companionship. I will get on that couch and watch TV. I'm good. I don't need people in my face for me to love myself and be comfortable in my space. I'm
I
good with
love,
that. Been there, done that. I'm 41 years old. I lived a early life at an early age, so I'm cool.
I
So when
love
he
it.
was out there, I'm at home watching TV. I tell him, go do your thing. Stay away from me. And when you ready, let's talk. I
I
wasn't
love it.
allowing myself to be hurt because when you get to a point where your man, oh, he doing this and he doing that, you crying, you busting windows, you're not in control. You're not
that's it.
ready. You're not even ready for that relationship. Even if he was being faithful and y'all screwed up, whatever the situation was, you wouldn't be ready for that relationship. Not saying let somebody do stuff to you, but if you at a sense where everything that ain't going your way, you got to cry, bust windows, break up with somebody. We were single, but we were dating and we knew we wanted each other. But he also knew he had some things in his system he had to let go of. I
Okay,
didn't
so
have
now
those things. I was already free of those things.
we're gonna stay objective tonight because I want the people to get something out of this. Um, when it comes to
Right.
hardships in marriage, did you find yourself in counsel with any of your single friends outside of the marriage?
I mean, yeah, because let's be real. Every person that we call friend or whatever, not everyone is married. Some people are single, right?
Mhm.
But those single people still can have really good insight because we've all been in relationships. So
Right.
you don't have to be married to know how to treat someone well or to know how to maneuver with different situations. So yeah, I did consult and confide in some of my single friends. I actually got some really dope
Mhm.
and some really good advice, but sometimes you got to be careful because some single people got this single mind frame. So you got really you got to know who you talking to. And you got to be careful what you talk about because not everybody's got your best interest or your relationship or
Okay.
you're married. Um, at heart.
So
So
your your level of discernment has to be on point.
Mhm.
absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, man, the people that I did confide in that was single, I knew I could trust them. I knew the advice they would give me is going to be sound. I knew it would be good. I knew it would be beneficial, and I knew more than likely it would be practical, so I could use it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it knows that was on some BS. I mean, I still took their advice, but you know,
With a grain
it
of
went it
salt.
went it went out the door as soon as I
Mhm.
stopped talking because I knew it wasn't going to work for me. So
Consider your source.
yeah,
Okay, so mute those mics for me, please. Um, I'm gonna read a couple of comments and then we're gonna move up to Miss Mikki. Miss Tanya, she says those single friends probably learned some hard lessons. Miss Kanika says trust in the source is important, I'm sure. So Mr. Best, he said I severed a lot of relationships and friendships that I felt was unjust, but just for her. I acted and some of the friendships I regained and others never recovered. So basically, he went through the lineup, scrubbed it clean, and made it right just for his old lady. Um, Miss Tracy Graham says some of your family members ain't got your best interests at heart. Friends,
facts.
associates as well. She
Yeah.
said it can go for anybody. You just have to know who's in your corner. That's a word. I agree with that. One more comment. Mrs. Letitia says, my single friends are dope and have such a respect for my relationships. No cutoffs. She also says, I didn't have to cut off my friends because they all had respect for my relationship. I have had single friends that pulled away from me. For what reason, I don't know. But one of my dearest friends is single and she respects what I have. And I respect she's single and can move around a little more than I can. So there they have it. Mr. Donald said, married or not, you can hang with anyone you choose to hang with. A married person don't have to do what a single person does. That's stupid. Actually, it's not stupid. What we're speaking of here, Mr. Donald, thank you for your comment. It's actually not stupid because what we see sometimes is loyalty and people
Mhm.
often forget it. Loyalty. So if you are loyal to your frat brother, your veteran of the army, your brother in arms, your single blood brother from your own mama might have a single mindset that say, man, well, forget her. That's not good counsel if you're working to build something. They might be right in how they feel, but is it right for you in a marriage situation? And sometimes the actions of the single people make that married person, the optics can just look bad. And what do we know about perception? Perception is the reality to a lot of people around you,
Everything.
right?
Yep.
So you want to look good. You're a reflection of your partner. That's something I do know for myself. I don't have to be married to know that. Those are tools that I've put in my bag for when I remarry, right?
Yeah.
I know that if I show my ass in these streets, it's a reflection of my partner. When they see her, they're gonna be like, "Why are you with that dude? He is consistently looking sluggish in the streets, and you still put up with that." All she could think is he don't treat me like that. What are y'all talking about? So it's affecting her now. It's affecting the family. And vice versa. If she out there being loose with her single friends, they
Mhm.
gonna be like, bruh, I saw your girl in somebody else's lap last night. You know what I'm saying? That affects your partner.
Mhm.
So I will say the loyalty part is why you should absolutely look at the counsel you're getting because sometimes the loyalty part, they're just looking out for who they're loyal to. It may not be your partner, it's just you. So they're
Mhm.
going to tell you something that they want you to feel good about and that they feel good about, not thinking that's probably going to mess their relationship up.
Yep.
If I say that,
Mhm.
some people are not strong enough to say, bro, I can't answer that. You need to go talk to your wife about that. You need to go talk to your husband about that. I
Mhm.
can't answer that question. Some people don't have that. They just want to respond because you called.
Mhm.
You see, we don't. And
Mhm.
then another thing, let's be honest here. From all of y'all, be honest. Do we always give all the details of
No.
Hell
what
no.
actually happened? We
Mm-mm.
don't tell them everything.
Nope.
We tell them the part that they're going to lean to our side on, right?
Mhm.
We tell them that part. We don't tell them, hey, but look, I messed up first. We don't normally do that. We just, yeah, guess what happened? right? It's a guess what happened moment. What
Mm-hmm.
you think I should do? But you ain't going there and say, all week she been asking you to stop saying that. All week she been saying, I don't like when you do that. All week you been on her nerves, and she finally blew up on Friday over something small.
Mm-hmm.
But you call them only to tell them about what she blew up over small. You ain't tell them about Monday through Thursday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Am I wrong? Am I making this up?
Nah,
You're
you ain't
not.
wrong. Mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Mikki, when it comes to hardships in marriage, did you find yourself in counsel with single people?
All my friends pretty much are single at this point. Some
Do
of them
you
are
think that was
divorced.
do you think that was right to
Mm,
counsel?
yes, because each friend that I have, I use each friend for different situations. I've got friends for that know me in different, for different things. I got the friend that's gonna tell me about myself. It's gonna be that one to say, well, what did you do to cause this situation? I got one that's gonna do that. And mind you, she had been married before. So that's why I seek counsel with her. I got a friend that ain't never been married, but she's gonna tell me about myself as well. And she's gonna be there to listen. Then I got another friend that I can confide in that she teeter-totter sometimes. It depends on my energy. If I'm saying F him, she like, well, then F him then. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But yes, I have no choice but to confide in single friends because I don't have any married friends. I know a married people, but I don't trust them enough to insert them into my marriage. Does that make sense?